Discount bargain store Crazy Bins has opened its newest location in Kent. KSTV's Emma Campbell will have the latest from today's opening.
And tonight, the Black United students will host a Be Us event to celebrate African American culture. We give you the details on the story.
The bird flu has hit New York. Hear all about how many birds were infected and how many counties the bird flu saw.
President Donald Trump exchanged some heated words with the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, in a meeting in the Oval Office. We'll tell you what this exchange means for the future of the countries.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good Friday evening, Kent State and all of Portage County. Thank you for joining Kent Stater TV News at 6 o'clock. I'm Joe Malvin.
And I'm Evan Schofield. The Black United students will host their Be Us event promoting diversity in African American culture.
Our own Matt Crowley has the story.
Tonight, Black United Students is hosting a Be Us event at Oscar Ritchie Hall. The evening is a celebration of African American culture.
The event that's Friday is a Black Jubilee, basically. We're getting together to not only, block out all of the negative stuff that's happening in this world, the negative stuff that's happening in the country, but to celebrate Black History Month as a whole.
Well, as members of Black United Students are getting ready for Friday night's event, they talk about how it is so important to have this celebration during a time like this.
Especially with a lot of legislation being passed, a lot of, federal orders happening where diversity and equity and inclusion is being, eradicated, or there's attempts to eradicate it. Having a space for Black students to be able to thrive and to feel at home and to be comfortable in is very important for a lot of people's journey here at Kent State and even at other universities.
Grimes also mentions about how vital it is to see yourself in your peers.
I'm from a small town, Akron, Ohio. I grew up in a school-failing district, so technically I'm not even supposed to be here. So when I hear other people that, is from Cleveland, from certain cities in Chicago, that's heard the same thing, and I see them out here doing what they're supposed to do, it inspires me. It keeps you going as a student of color or multi-ethnic, different race. It keeps you going.
Reporting in Kent, Matt Corrali, KSTV News.
Well, Crazy Bins, the discount bargain bin retailer that has opened across all Northeast Ohio, has opened its newest location in Kent today. KSTV reporter Emma Campbell was there and has the latest on the new store.
That's right, guys. Right behind me is the overstocked discount store Crazy Bins, where they're having their grand opening. And as you can see, there is a significant line behind me, as much of the community has gathered to see what this new store has to offer. The unique bargain bin discount store is selling overstock items such as furniture, home goods, clothing, and more. In honor of the new Kent location, Crazy Bins gave away $500 gift cards to randomly selected winners that were in line before 10 a.m.
They were like, oh, we're going to come at like 9 o'clock. I didn't feel like coming that early, but I was like, oh well. And then I saw the line, I was like, well. From the bins, a couple random things. I found a random Nerf gun, probably never going to use it, but it'll at least be fun. I got some hangers to be useful in college, in my dorm. Air fryer for $25 and another air fryer for $17.
The store offers crazy deals as low as $1. Restocks of product are at 10 a.m. on Fridays. To stop by the Bargain Deal store, Crazy Bins is located on Water Street in Kent. For Kent Stater TV, I'm Emma Campbell. Back to you guys at the desk.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
Good afternoon, Portage County. The day has come. The sun is shining, and I'll have to wear several layers. But will this good weather stay? Let's see. Today, it was a high of 58. The sun came out. It shined on all of us. And it's going to go away. It's going to be a low of 25. And we're going to have some high winds tonight at 18 miles per hour. At least we won't have any rain. But looking into tomorrow and tonight, we have some rain at 9 p.m., 47% chance, and it's going to get a little colder at 48 degrees. And at midnight, the rain's going to go away, and it's just going to get a little bit colder at 45 degrees. But looking into tomorrow, we have 29 degrees. After a great day like today, we get this. With a low of 16, high winds, this is not going to be an enjoyable day. But we're also going to have a chance of sleet. So can't get much worse than this. At least it isn't snow. And the wind is going to be 15 to 25 miles per hour. It's going to be hitting us. So stay inside and stay warm. Now the question is, how does the rest of the week look? I'll be back later to tell you all about it.
Thank you, Trent. Well, it's a 21st century state of mind. Thanks to an extra push from the Portage County Action Team, the county court system will have text and email alerts for defendants available in the next 6 weeks. This is due to defendants not showing up for hearings for reasons such as forgetting the date they were supposed to show up. This action has been in talks for years, but the outdated computer systems will now be upgraded as the weeks continue.
And two words mean more than you might think. Monday night, the Ravenna City Council voted 4-2 on using the word should in their legislation, where there will be changes to the exterior of the city's historical district. The debate was time-consuming, and some members preferred to use the word shall in the guidelines, but could not get enough votes. The word should is more open to exceptions when using guidelines and regulations. Those who voted for the word shall claim it's inappropriate, and those who voted against it say that it has worked.
A new bill is set to be introduced to the Ohio Senate, which could add a new requirement for Ohio high schoolers to graduate. The bill would require students to take at least one computer science course in order to graduate starting in 2032. During a press conference, Ohio State Representative Gail Manning said that computer programming allows for valuable skills such as computer thinking and problem solving. The bill is set to be introduced to the Senate next week.
And the popular bike shop in Peninsula caught fire earlier this morning. Eddie's Bike Shop, once known as Century Cycles, caught a blaze just before 1 a.m. Firefighters from multiple departments were called in to try to save the building. No information has been released as to a possible cause. The fire will remain under investigation. President Donald Trump exchanged some heated words with President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky in a meeting in the Oval Office. We tell you what Vice President J.D. Vance had to say about this and how it looks for the country.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Welcome back. Today, discussions broke down between President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as the two got into a near shouting match in the Oval Office.
Beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once this entire meeting?
The near shouting match between Zelensky, Trump, and Vice President J.D. Vance came after Trump says that Zelensky was disrespectful. The argument ultimately led to the mineral deal between the United States and Ukraine falling through. During the argument, Trump said that Zelensky is gambling with World War III. On X, Trump went on to say that Zelensky was not ready for peace if America is involved, and said that Zelensky can come back when he's ready for peace. Well, from a new string of federal firings to the latest on China's attempt to poach U.S. workers, we go now to KSTV correspondent Alex Minch.
Good evening, Alex.
Good evening, guys. From a possible new national language to more probationary layoffs, I'm here to give you the latest. Starting off, President Trump is expected to sign a new executive order that will label English as the official language for the United States. This change will make history as the first time the country has ever had a national language. The executive order will end a Clinton-era mandate that required agencies and recipients of federal funding to provide extensive language assistance to non-English speakers. Just this morning, Vice President J.D. Vance spoke at the National Catholic Prayer Breakfast. Amidst the Pope's sudden health crisis, the Vice President wished him a speedy recovery. He said that while he may not have understood why the Pope criticized their immigration policy in the way that he has, he believes that the Pope is a person who cares about the Christians under his leadership. The Trump administration has just started terminating employees at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. 800 employees have been tapped for termination, with more possible layoffs today. With these changes going into full effect, they could potentially cost the Weather, Climate, and the Environmental Agency more than 1,000 employees by the end of the week. With all of these terminations taking place, Russia and China, along with other foreign adversaries, have recently boosted efforts to recruit U.S. federal workers. These countries are focusing on people who were either recently fired or fear a termination is imminent. 2 of these countries have already put up recruitment websites and are looking at LinkedIn for potential hires. With so many jobs on the line, federal workers are rushing to a little-known and understaffed office to try to save their jobs from the mass government layoffs. These events have flooded the Merit Systems Protection Board, or MSPB, with new cases. The board is also dealing with what one judge recently described as a nakedly illegal attempt by Trump to prematurely remove the Biden-appointed chairwoman of the independent agency. The chairwoman will be back in court Monday for another hearing on how long she can stay in the role. For KSTV, I'm Alex Minch, and we now turn to Trent, who has the latest in weather.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
Will we have sun? Will we have showers? Will we have snow? Let's check out the crazy Ohio weather. Looking around Ohio, up in Toledo, we got a heat wave up there at 57. In Akron, a little bit colder at 50 degrees. Looking over here in Pittsburgh, no, it's not in Ohio, but we still like to count it. 52 degrees. Down here in Athens, 59 degrees. Columbus, 57. And Cincinnati, might want to take your spring break trip down there, all the way at 63 degrees. Nice. Now, zooming into Portage County, we got Ashtabula at 48 degrees, Cleveland, 52. Sandusky with the lake effect wind affecting it at 41 degrees, Manfield and Worcester at 51 degrees, and Akron-Canton at 50 degrees. Youngstown over here at 48 degrees. And our very own Kent at 48. Now, looking into this week, Saturday, going to get down to 29 degrees. Sunday, even worse, 27 with a low of 17. At least we're not going to have any rain either day. Looking at Monday, we finally got a little bit of sun at 41 degrees with a low of 34. Tuesday, rain, 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 51 degrees with the low of 47. Wednesday, again, rain, 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 54 degrees with the low of 28. Thursday, we get some rain and some snow with a 33 degrees and a low of 27. And Friday, 44 degrees with a low of 31. All these clouds. But thanks for staying up with me on all the ups and downs of Ohio weather. I'll let those 2 amazing gentlemen at the news desk take it back over. From KSTV, I'm Trent Branchin.
Thank you, Trent. Well, from updates to the Pope's health to a recent uptake in the measles, our KSTV correspondent Bristol Powell has the latest in health.
Good evening, Bristol.
Thanks, guys, and that's right. I'm going to be diving into health stories about bird flu and the measles in Texas, all the way to the Pope's current health condition. Bird flu has made its way to a beach in Long Island, New York. Last month, at a single farm, 100,000 ducks were put down. Reports from Cornell University say at least 37 counties in New York are currently affected by the bird flu. The state's health officials say the bird flu has yet to be transmitted between birds and humans, but recommend that if you are experiencing flu-like symptoms, you should visit your doctor. The North Carolina Agriculture Department says the majority of birds carrying the bird flu came from a commercial egg-laying operation in Hyde County. The state is said to have the 3rd highest bird flu outbreak in the country. A poultry research specialist from North Carolina Agriculture and Technical State University reminds farmers to change zoos upon leaving the farms and limit those on the farm properties. The Texas Department of Health Services has reported 146 measles outbreaks in West Texas. 20 patients have been hospitalized, and most of those cases were children 5 to 17 years old. While most cases were those who were unvaccinated, there were 4 who were vaccinated and still tested positive. Dr. Schufert says the numbers in cases will increase once all are tested and the results come in. Pope Francis was placed on a breathing machine after suffering with breathing difficulties. He has been hospitalized for 2 weeks battling pneumonia. The Vatican says the Pope has only missed 1 Ash Wednesday service in his 12-year papacy. However, due to his current condition, the Pope will be unable to lead this year's upcoming Ash Wednesday service. From the KSTV studios, I am Bristol Powell.
Thank you, Bristol. Well, the officer in charge of investigating the death of legendary actor Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa says that the pill bottle found near Arakawa's body is very important. Yesterday, the couple were found in their New Mexico home. Hackman was 95 and Arakawa was 65. Authorities are still waiting on the autopsy report and carbon monoxide tests to determine the official cause of death.
Tonight's a big night for Kent State athletics, from the court to the diamond to even the gym. I have the scoop in your KSTV Sports Report. Hi guys, considering this topic in particular, I've always been the advocate of looking for young talent instead of trying to poach an older talent that is maybe seeking its way out of the industry. It's interesting to see that we are constantly looking at older quarterbacks that, yes, have storied seasons. However, we have so many young people that are creating big waves in the National Football League. But moving on from the professional stage to Kent State, we have a lot to cover tonight, so let's get started. The Kent State baseball team took a trip to Greenville, North Carolina to participate in the LeClaire Classic. They are currently playing against East Carolina University, and this game is heating up with a 2-hit rally just now tying the game 4-4 at the top of the 7th. This game will hopefully be a chance for Kent State to get back in the win column after 2 very close losses against Mercer. After tonight's action, the Flashes will face Virginia Tech on Saturday and Indiana State on Sunday, before coming back home to host Mercyhurst on March 4th. Keeping things on the diamond, the softball team continues their 50th varsity season in Chapel Hill, North Carolina for the Mizuno Showdown. Today's matchup against Harvard unfortunately produced a loss 9-6. Seniors Delaney Robeson and Katie Jo Maury led the Golden Flashes, each hitting a home run and 2 RBIs. The showdown continues with matches against St. Joseph's and North Carolina, and a rematch against both Harvard and the Tar Heels on Sunday afternoon. The MAC Indoor Championships for track and field are currently underway, and there are big stakes for the men's and women's teams. The women's team looks to get their first title since 2014, and the men's team is attempting back-to-back titles. Things are looking promising for the men's team, with athletes seeding very highly in most major events, including Alexandra Malanda, who is ranked 5th in the country and is aiming to be the second competitor in MAC history to win 3 consecutive events. The Kent State gymnastics team is back in the MAC Center tonight at 7 p.m. for a matchup against Pitt. The Golden Flashes are sitting favorably for this meet, as they have not lost against the Panthers since 2018 and are coming off a crucial win against Central Michigan on Sunday to keep their title, improving their conference record to 4-0. If you're looking for some Friday night plans, tonight is Student Appreciation Night, and the first 100 students in attendance will receive a free Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. And to wrap things up, the men's basketball team is facing off against that school down the road tonight at 9 p.m. Now on a national broadcasting stage, this game is expected to be filled with grade A action. Coming off a historic defeat against Toledo, the Golden Flashes will continue to put their best foot forward against their heated rivals. You can watch tonight's match on ESPN2. For more on the world of sports, you can tune into Overtime, which airs right here at 7 p.m. Sophia Sonato, KSTV.
Thanks, Sophia. Well, DreamWorks released a teaser for their highly anticipated new movie, Shrek 5. We tell you what people are saying online and our thoughts on the 2026 release.
Shrek and his friends are back. The hit film series released a teaser trailer yesterday for the upcoming sequel, Shrek 5. The teaser promised the return of Shrek, Donkey, Fiona, and a grown-up version of Shrek's daughter, Felicia, played by Zendaya. The trailer got backlash online due to an apparent update of Shrek's character design. Shrek 5 will release on December 23rd, 2026. Evan,
yep.
Are you going to see Shrek 5?
Joe, look, I'm going to go see Shrek 5.
Okay.
No matter what the critics said about it, I'm going to go see it because I grew up on those movies, you know.
So, yeah. What did you think of the redesign then?
Personally, I didn't like it,
Okay.
honestly. I think they kind of just should have stuck with the original design. I don't realize why they could have done that. What
Sure.
do you think?
You know, I don't know. I was never a big Shrek guy growing up. I really liked Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I think that was a great film.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, one of the best animated films in recent memory. But I never really grew up with Shrek, so it's not like I really have much of an opinion. That film does come out on my 23rd birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I probably won't go see that. I think I'm going to see...
Not on your birthday?
No, Dune Messiah comes out a week, December 18th, so
Okay.
about a week before. But unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today.
For more news, check out Kent Stater on all socials.
I'm Joe Malvin.
And I'm Ben Schofield. Have a great night, Portage County.